You're watching CalTv.
Good afternoon and welcome to CalTv. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jim Caselli. On today's show, we have some Cal Learning Center updates along with an FLC commercial. We'll have an interview with Relations Coordinator Jackie Zaragoza. SCO's Ted Lambert has some SARD division updates, and Alanna Smith has some important year-end close news. Let's get started with some new and updated training content that's recently been added to the Cal Learning Center. Once again, I have some good news for you. Since our last show, more than 50 job aids have been updated, and you can find a list of the updated job aids in an email that was sent out on Tuesday, June 11th. You can also log into the Cal Learning Center at the address on your screen and click on the See What's New tile to see the list of updated job aids. Online classes. CA, Creating a Customer Contract Amount-Based, has been updated. Creating a Customer Contract Federal Rate-Based has been updated. And Creating a Customer Contract Internal Inter-Unit has been updated. GL, Copying a Journal has been updated. Mastering the FLC homepage is new. Curriculum, Cal and FLC Tips and Tricks has been updated. Link and login information. The FLC is limited to authorized users. Please log in using your Cal credentials. You can access the Cal Learning Center at the address on your screen. If you have any questions, please contact the Cal Client Training section at Cal Learning Center at fiscal.ca.gov. The FLC has a commercial for us. Here it is.
Do you work in multiple modules or have to navigate to deeply embedded pages frequently? Then you will be excited to learn about Cal Favorites. Bookmarking your favorite and most frequently visited pages is a way to quickly navigate between modules and tasks, saving yourself precious moments. What would you do with some extra time? Let's find out by gifting your future self bookmarks of your most frequently used and favorite Cal pages. First up, let's find where that helpful little heart is hiding. It's your shortcut to favorites. There are two pathways to get there. Either way, give that heart a tap and watch the time-saving magic unfold. To add a page to favorites, you will first need to access the page. Once you're on the page you want to add, choose which path you want to use. Path 1 begins at the classic home. Click on the favorites link on the top left. In the drop-down, click on the Add to Favorites link. To complete, click the Add button, then click OK. Path 2 begins at the nav bar. On the top right nav bar, click on the ellipsis, also known as the 3 dots, then select Add to Favorites. To complete, click the Add button, then click OK. Bookmarking your favorites means you can add your own labels to name the pages. In the Add to Favorites pop-up, you can give the page you added a label. Label it something that you'll easily recognize next time you see it so you can quickly find what you need in the list. Best of all, you can update and edit your favorites anytime. In the Edit Favorites box, you can update or edit page names or change the order they appear. Here's a tip. Put the pages in order from most to less frequently accessed, so those pages you use most often are conveniently right on top. Now that you have your favorite pages added, access your favorites from the classic homepage navigation tree or by clicking on the nav bar on the right of the page. Bonus time savings. You can also access your favorites right from the homepage. Click the nav bar on the top right, then click on Favorites. And just like that, you've given your future self the gift of time saved. How will future you spend your extra time? Why not visit the Cal Learning Center and learn more Cal tips and tricks? See you in the FLC.
Thanks to the FLC for that, and you can watch this commercial again when we post this episode of Fiscal TV to our YouTube channel in a couple of days. Relations Coordinator Jackie Zaragoza is with us today. Jackie, welcome to Fiscal TV, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Jim. I'm happy to be here.
Jackie, we always ask our guest RCs to give us a little bit of their background. Can you fill us in?
I'd be happy to. I started my public service back in 2006, working as an assistant deputy for the Yolo County Board of Supervisors, where I worked for 10 years. I worked closely with constituents from our district and other county and state offices, and I realized I was good at helping others and enjoyed being that go-to person for our office. Now, once my supervisor retired and the new supervisor took office with his own staff, I decided to try and find work closer to home. Once again, I just got really lucky and became the executive assistant to the CEO of Big Valley Mortgage and American Pacific Mortgage. Now, the team I work for, we were really close and we worked well together for over 5 years. But as you know, the mortgage industry is very up and down, and after rounds of layoffs, I realized I needed to return to the public sector where there was more security. I was really lucky to have found an open position at Fiscal, and I'm so happy here. I truly love my team, and the management staff is awesome. I'm really happy here.
And Jackie, when did you start here at Fiscal?
I started in March of 2023, so I've been here a little over a year.
Jackie, I know that you're very involved with department onboarding. Tell us a bit about that.
Sure. Well, right now I'm working with the Department of Technology, CDT, on their onboarding process, which requires working closely together with the department liaison on a schedule of tasks that are tracked on a master department work plan, which is called an MDW. Now, as an RC, I help manage these onboarding tasks and schedules along with assistance from the other Fiscal teams. Now, this includes activities like scheduling trainings, touchpoint and ad hoc meetings that help prepare the department and get them ready for the transition. So in a nutshell, I'm a liaison to the department and their primary contact person at Fiscal. Now, once they're onboarded and using Fiscal, I'll continue to be their RC and continue having touchpoint meetings along with their functional sponsor, who I will be working closely with to ensure that department's needs are met and they get the help that they need, especially during that first year. Now, the department will also get support through the Fiscal Learning Center, the Fiscal Service Center, where they can submit tickets through a portal for any issues, and last but not least, Fiscal TV, where there are tons of YouTube videos with valuable information for them, and I know it really helped me when I first started.
And I know that the onboarding gives you the opportunity to work with all the Fiscal modules and all the SMEs, so I'm sure that helps you to understand the entire Fiscal process, and that's a big plus when you're trying to help departments that are onboarding.
It's been amazing just getting to know all the different SMEs who work in all the different teams, and the management staff as well, just seeing how they all work together to really help the departments onboard. And then even after onboarding, the departments that I'm assigned to, that I'm helping, you know, they have case tickets that come in. And so just getting to know them as well and seeing how it all works just to help the departments, you know, work well. And it's just, I love it. I love it here very much. And I think everyone here is great.
Jackie, I know everyone's glad to have you on board with us here at Fiscal, and we all know how important onboarding is. I'd like to thank you for being with us today on Fiscal TV.
Thanks, Jim.
SCO's Ted Lambert is here with some SARD updates. Here's Ted. Ted, I know your team is working hard to close out fiscal year 2023-24. How are your efforts going?
Thanks, Jim. Thanks to our ongoing partnerships, we've had a smooth year-end for transactions. Departments have been providing us with the required documentation and following our year-end procedures. We've also been working closely with departments to ensure clearing accounts for reverting appropriations have a zero balance. Overall, we continue to hear positive feedback on our processes and our customer service. Thanks to changes we made last year in streamlining approvals, we've been able to maintain our same-day or next-day turnaround times for transactions. We used to average close to 2 weeks, so we're proud of making some lasting changes that have significantly benefited department accounting teams.
And after you close out the fiscal year in June, what does SCO turn its focus to in July?
Great question. Following year end, we look forward to the budget being loaded at the beginning of the new fiscal year. We're also in the middle of several lines of effort. First, I want to thank departments that have sent in their gap workbooks and audit reports. We've been contacting departments that are delinquent in order to encourage them to send in the required documentation. Second, we are ramping up our annual reporting efforts. We are on track to publish the 22-23 Budgetary Legal Basis Annual Report in late July or early August. We published the prior Budgetary Legal Report last October, so we're realizing progress in restoring our timelines. Also expected by late August or early September are the pension and OPEB reports for 22-23. Again, we're pleased that this shows our timeline improvement as we issued prior pension and OPEB reports just this spring. Thanks for allowing us to update CalTv viewers on our progress, and thanks for our partners at departments throughout the state who are working with us on all our improvements. With that, I'll turn it back to you, Jim.
Ted, thanks again for being with us, and we look forward to more SCO news next month. Alanna Smith has some helpful year-end closed info for us today. Alanna, welcome to CalTv. Before we get to the year-end close news, can you start by telling us a little bit about your background?
Hi, my name is Alanna Smith, and I am the supervisor in the FSC GL unit. My team handles tickets related to GL and MECYEC, which is short for month-end close and year-end close. My background has been in general ledger for the last 16 years. Of those 16 years, 11 was spent in GL, where I entered transactions, reconciled various reports, completed month-end close activities, and prepared financial statements. The last 5 years have been spent at Fiscal, where I have assisted departments with cases, lead user support labs, and taught virtual instructor lead trainings.
Alanna, are there any important dates for year end that departments should be aware of?
Yes, of course. There are key dates related to your year-end closing deadlines set by the State Controller's Office. Departments should refer to the communication that was sent containing that information. So departments should be mindful when those cutoff dates are in order to minimize additional work. And Department of Finance has also issued a budget letter containing the due date for financial statements.
And I believe we're going to be going over some of those deadlines here towards the end of the show. Thanks for that info. Alanna, is there any change in how departments should request their budgetary legal ledger, BLL, to be built?
No, actually, once departments are ready to build, they can open a case and request period 998 to be closed. Someone on the MEC team will verify that all the year-end related queries are clear before closing period 998 and assisting with the BLL process. I do advise that you wait for instructions from the person working on your case before proceeding to the next step. You may think that you're being proactive about speeding up the process, but oftentimes this only hinders the process. And then once the process is complete, then you can run your reports.
Well, no sense in going a lot ways forwards when you're going to have to go backwards, right?
Exactly.
And how about some tips and tricks that you can share with departments?
Of course, I have a couple. So the first thing is make sure that your reconciliations are up to date. This will make it a more seamless process if you don't have to worry about clearing reconciling items or trying to identify them during the height of year end. Period 12 and period 998 can be opened at the same time. If you would like period 998 to be opened, please submit a case to the Fiscal Service Center. Okay, the next tip I have for you is to make sure that only accruals should be entered into period 998. Make sure that your entries in period 998 are not creating intra-unit account lines. And then also designate one person to open cases and to track the status. This will eliminate any duplicate cases amongst your team. And when you're opening cases, provide as much information as you can to minimize the back and forth to get additional information. This will greatly speed up the process in helping you resolve your issue. Make sure that you have reviewed the most updated version of the Department of Finance's training for year-end, and make sure you have the most updated version for any instructions you're using related to year-end. And most importantly, take advantage of the Saturday support. We're here to help you get through year-end.
That's our show for today. I'd like to thank Jackie Zaragoza, Ted Lambert, and Alanna Smith for being with us. And as always, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you would like to see this or any of our FiscalTv episodes, you can find them on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to let your colleagues know about us, and from everyone here at FiscalTv, thanks for joining us. We'll see you in July on our next edition of FiscalTv.